PowerWatch. 3, 2, 1.
I just caught a vibe with you, baby. Can't wait till I'm inside of you, baby. Waking up inside of you, baby. I just caught a vibe with you, baby. Can't wait till I'm inside of you, baby.
Welcome, Powerheads. We just got rid of Ghost Book 2, Season 2, and now it's popping up with Force, Book 1, Season 1, Episode 1. And let me say, super excited, hate the theme song because it is not Tommy.
But might be the best pilot episode in Power history.
I'm possibly agree with that. I'm just saying the theme song, it's like, it doesn't fit him at all.
But I kind of liked it though, because I'm sick of the same theme song from, Power to Power Book to Ghost, right? Which really don't have much to do with Ghost. It really is just Tariq and Brayden becoming Tommy and Ghost. But we can talk about that.
What really happened with that? What really happened with that is that Fitty, when they went to the Ghost Book 2 joint, he tried to change it and they crucified him. Probably part of the reason why was that he was basically doing 50 again. I mean, it was like his track, you know what I mean? But it didn't have Joe on it, and Joe was smooth as hell. It's like the crowd just crucified him. They was like, off with his head. Moving forward, though, your boy is driving down the highway and whatnot. He's supposed to be going to where to see who?
He's supposed to go to California.
To see who?
We'll meet up the new, Rodolfo, yeah.
Your boy is rolling up in there, his boy is trying to call him, and he's like, where are you at? You can't be working under me. And, he's already getting under Tommy's collar because it's supposed to be a partnership, right? So he's driving the whip, the one that Ghost restored after he put 9,000 holes in that joint.
Facts, yeah.
It's like you put some gas in there, you can see it flying out the holes and whatnot. So he's driving down the highway, and then he is going through it. I mean, he's remembering when he choked out Holly. He's remembering when he shot Spanky when he was leaving. And he remembers Raina dying. He remembers Keisha dying. He remembers Ghost dying. He just turns the light off in the middle of the highway going 110 down a swervy ass road in the country. So he was about to do himself. But then he sees a sign, and it's Lansing to the right, Chicago to the left, and he remembers. He's got business in Chicago, doesn't he?
Also, side note, I'm from Lansing as well. Like, I lived in Lansing for a long time, so that was a cool little sign to see, a little homage to, one of the areas that I lived in for quite some time.
That's cool.
But there ain't no reason why he would have seen a sign to Lansing to California, but once again, powerisms.
Powerisms. I'm pretty much going to go ahead and get a black hole gun. So this is going to be a rapid fire whenever he says power hole. Oh, Jesus Christ. Whenever he says...
Power what?
A power hole? A power hole? Jesus Christ.
And he's going up and he's pulling up into Chi-Town and whatnot. And you got your young Latino. He's a little bit excitable. Yo, you need to pay the parking fee. And he tries to punk Tommy. He whips out his little switchblade. And Tommy's like, are you serious? And he shows his gat. And then he says, give me the switchblade, and he smacks him in the face with it. Oh, doesn't feel too good in the cold, does it? He's like, what's up with the old lady up in there? And he's like, her? She's not buried. She's not dead. They took her over to the nursing home.
Yeah,
so basically, her name is Miriam. Okay, we don't know who she is yet. She's in that Alzheimer's way that, you don't really bounce back from. And of course, he gets a little fool for a second. He shows the picture of him as a boy. He says the name Tommy, and then he flips it around. And it's got Bria Leon 2 on it, which means?
I do not know, to be honest with you.
Okay, that's not what it means. And don't take this personally, but it means I love you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, good. So we made it through that.
Strictly platonic.
So you're speaking to your masculinity now? Okay. All right, so... He's coming out of there, and somebody's spying on him, and they watched him roll out of there because he was all disappointed after she faded back into oblivion. And somebody pulls up right behind him, and he's like, "Who sent you?" And it ends up being a brother who is his brother. Right? Because he was like, "That's my grandmother. That's my grandmother." And who's in the center of all that?
Kate.
Kate was slinging it around Remember Polisi, what his name is? That was his name?
Teresi.
He was married to the woman who got cancer.
Yeah.
So
she's giving up to everybody.
Right. She got that. She got the brothers. She got the white dudes. She's got everybody. No, we're not making any kind of comment on any type of racial peculiarity or, any type of boundaries.
It's a family reunion.
Okay.
I mean, shit, at least we know that Tommy came by his love for black women, honestly. He just didn't know it.
Yeah.
Because she loved black men.
Yeah.
Had a kid by one.
Meanwhile, he's like, so what you know about this? So he whips out just the picture with the Bria Liam 2 on it. And your boy's like, oh, what you know about this? And he's got the young Tack saying it and whatnot. So they're like, okay, we're convinced. They're brothers. So the boy does what a lot of people do in this type of scenario. He sparks the leaf. And so Tommy hits it and gets ready to give it to his brother. This brother's like, oh, no, messes with my voice. And Tommy's like, what?
I don't think your voice can get much deeper. I don't think your voice can get much deeper.
Yeah, so that was pretty funny, actually, because dude did have a deep voice. So he asked for his number, and he puts that away. Okay, well, so it looks like we got some new characters going on there. Jannard and Diamond. And Diamond is in the jail, and he's cutting some hair, but he's about to get out. And apparently he's well up. He's about to get out, and they kind of like mess with him a little bit about his red Chicago shoes that like there's some Jordans that cost like $300-400, something like that. And they're like, hey, I'll pay you $150. He's like, man, it costs more than that. And he's like, yeah, I'm just kidding. The cop tells him that, and he says, look, man, we really appreciate it, how you carried yourself in here, and we have something for you. And he rolled out the leather mat. And at first I thought these were like Dexter utensils where he could stab and kill people. But apparently this was like barber stuff.
Barber kit.
Yeah, barber kit, like expensive barber kit, where you could just open up a barber chair anywhere, right? So he let him have the shoes. So then he goes out to meet his brother Jannard, and Jannard is like, what's going on with the shoes? And he was like, nah, let him have it. So, they're trying to get back together and bond a little bit. He's been out for a little while, so they go ahead and they go to the old barbershop where they were raised, the barbershop where they were baptized. Sound like some gangland stuff went down there, like maybe they were made there.
It does.
He was like, have you been keeping up on the rent? He's like, nope. It's paid, bought for, licenses, all that stuff. And he's like, you did that? That's great. He said, I did it for you. Tossed him the key. So there's some love going on there a little bit.
Of course.
Even though your boy Jannard got the big cauliflower ear, and I'm trying to figure out how this works into the whole scheme of things, because that's what you get from on the wrestler. And I'm like, not seeing.
Yeah, he's actually an MMA fighter.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means he has a background of
hand-to-hand combat.
Wrestling.
And wrestling, but he's an MMA fighter, yeah.
All right, so I knew something was up. All I got to do is follow the cauliflower. All right. So then your boy Tommy, he's going down the highway a little bit. He stops to get a little drink at 11 a.m. Hey, it's noon somewhere.
I can't judge.
Sir.
Cheers.
Visa?
Clink.
There you go. All right, so he comes in there. He sees Gloria, who, hey, Keisha, Gloria, So he sees Gloria, he's working the bar, a little bit of a cutie, a little slim for my taste, but a little cutie. He's like, what's that smell? She's like, it's pepper pot soup. And then he's like, oh yeah, comfort food. And then so she's like, really, a lot of people are put off by the tripe. Now, does everybody on this broadcast know what tripe is? Do you know, Vincent?
Tribe Called Quest?
Not quite. It's a quest.
Good
it's
culture reference. Good culture reference.
It's a quest, and we're going back into some area that we're trying to leave. It's somewhere around the power hole. It's a chitlin, basically. So now you kind of know where I'm coming with that. That's what tripe is. All right. So what's happening is right, but then Tommy says, it looks at it dead in the eye. I eat everything. If that wasn't the Mac move.
Well, I mean, we knew that Tommy was going to have his obligatory sex scene, because I feel like it's like in Tommy's contract at this point. He's like, hey, look, I got to have a sex scene.
And I'm on to the chocolate now.
He's always been on the chocolate for real.
And then he comes back later because she told him that the pepper pot soup is not ready, which makes no sense because he could smell it. So he comes back later.
It was still cooking.
Right. I think it was that she invited him back because she knew it was going to be time for a break soon. So he sit up there and he's like, yeah, it's not time to go in yet. Let me go ahead and smoke a little cig out front there. And meanwhile, up comes the little limo, driven by Simon, Not the same Simon Stern. A much simpler Simon. Uncle Paulie's in the back and Vic is in the front. Okay, so Vic is Vic Flynn. So he's part of this whole, and so is Paulie. They're part of this whole conglomerate that pretty much runs Chicago at this point. At least according to them. Vic is like bad mouth for Tommy. He doesn't know him from a can of paint, and he's like, just get the hell out of here. And then, of course, Tommy's going to take that really well, doesn't he?
I mean, he took an amazing move.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah,
he was very welcoming to moving his fucking car as what Vic asked him to do.
Yeah. So then it's like, you know, your boy Simon is jumping out like he's going to do something. And your boy slips out of the grip like, you know, this is easy as hell. It's about to be WWE out here. But then he has a horrible boxing stance. And I was just like, okay, you're about to get treated like Milan treated you back in the day. So, but then, you know, it's not going to happen. And that's why I always thought it was laughable, if I digress, that he could ever stand a chance of fighting evenly with Ghost, because that makes zero sense with your boy's mastery of the martial arts, breaking people's wrists with a twist in the jail, and he's taking somebody who can't really fight, and they're mixing it up.
But Tommy's aggressive, so like it's possible that like sometimes, like I've always said this, you can't match somebody's level of aggression. You know, some of those hits that Ghost will put on him, he's not gonna feel right this moment because he's amped up. Tommy's just an angry individual.
They were about to mix it up. Paulie comes out. You know, he's like, my boss would certainly appreciate it if you move. And Tom's like, this is how you act. So he ended up moving 20 feet back.
By the way, Paulie plays a mobster in every single role that I think he's like ever been in. He always plays the same role. It's super believable.
Which is amazing to me because I haven't seen him before and he looks like the postman to me. I'm like, dude, where's my envelope? Come on, man.
He always plays the mobster.
Because there's a check, man. Come on, there's a check in my envelope. I know there's a PlayStation coming to me. Where's the box, son? He moves like back 15 feet. So he's still right in front of the joint, pretty much. Vic goes in, Simon goes in, they handle their business. Vic apparently has some type of history with your girl, Gloria, behind the bar. And Gloria's just like, nah, your dad's pulling the strings, you out, bye. So Vic leaves out, he gets this payment. You know, I guess they're on the payment plan and all that. Or maybe they're on the bar, I'm not sure.
They're cleaning money, yeah.
So Simon stays behind and he commits to harassing the female clientele. And so your girl Gloria has to bust that up and call him an errand boy. And then he just chills out a little bit and then he goes out in the alleyway. And meanwhile, that's kind of looking like a delicious, shiny red apple. The fact that he's going out in the alleyway and he might be involved in some nefarious stuff in the city of Chicago. So who can resist that? So,
because we know Tommy's crazy, so Tommy couldn't resist a fight with anybody. And so he was just like, oh, and you were talking all that trash to her too? Oh, no, don't worry about it. I'm about to handle this real quick.
There it is. So let me go ahead. When they roll out, they have a little, he spies on the conversation that they're having, some type of pickup going on there. And then they mix it up a little bit and he breaks his arm. He says that Tom Brady can eat a bowl of, and I was like, yay. So I know that hurt you. Wow. So then,
but he made sure to defend Larry Bird though. We will say that.
He did do that.
Like, well, we will make sure that one of his two great white hopes was respected.
The respectable one. Moving forward. He gets the information, he gets the cell phone. I'm like, did he kill him? Old girl came outside and she's like, okay, there's gonna be some blowback from that. And then he's like, it's gonna blow back on you? And she's like, nah. So they end up him getting some pepper pot stew. Yeah, man. So then he leaves out of there and he finds out where Vic is. And Vic was kind of like not too far away. And so he calls him on the phone using Simon's phone. As soon as he sees a light, because somebody picked up the phone in a black vehicle, he pops two in the window and he said, the next two going in your head. And he gets Vic out of there and they start walking into the meet. They go rolling in and then we see several characters here, all right? And your boy was under the impression, Vic was under the impression that it was just gonna be himself and Simon and this dude who is, bear with me, Zamos. And Zamos was supposed to be meeting them there. Some bathtub crank. But apparently the two hopped up crankheads. And they're like, oh, give us some money, and they're just bugging. Obviously, they don't know what they're doing. So Tommy's like trying to take control of the situation. There's another person there. And that is Jannard. And CBI, which stands for?
The Chicago Brothers
Incorporated, yeah.
Chicago Brothers Incorporated.
Which was previously led by Diamond. Right, before he got locked up. So your boy Jannard's been out there holding it down. But he doesn't really strike me as a dude who holds it down because he's just like real confused about everything that's going on in this particular scene. And Tommy just comes in and macks the whole situation. He pops caps in the guys because number one, Jannard's gun jammed. And the other thing is that he took Vic's gun, which is a good move because Vic would have killed him in the firefight. So they're like, okay, well, you can leave now. Thanks a lot. And he was like, I got a fee. And then so he's like, you pay him out your stash because this is what's supposed to happen. And then Vic agrees to pay him a roll, right? He has a grip. And so Tommy gets the bag and he's acting like he's about to roll out. And he takes the grip and then your boy Jannard says, hey man, that's my money in there too. And he just zips it up and it rolls out. So he basically probably robbed both of them pretty much because they couldn't do nothing about it.
They weren't gonna do nothing about it,
yeah. So then
Tommy's crazy as hell.
Yep. Your boy Tommy is running amok in the middle of the street. He's getting ready to throw away JP's number. JP is his brother. We neglected to mention that earlier. But the reason why he's going to throw it away, not because he didn't want to bomb with his brother, but more so because he's the one to ask for the number, but more so he was going to be on his way to California.
Yeah.
But he's starting to get a little itch going on. There's a lot going on here. And he's already got a knot full of money and a bag.
And a girl.
Jannard tells Diamond about what's going on and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, wow. Okay, who is this dude? We got to talk to Casper. You know what I mean? Because he called him Casper because he moved in there like a ghost. All right. Some more ghost references. I guess that's why it's Ghost Book 4. Your girl, Claudette. All right, so Claudette is the female of the Flynn gang. So we got Walter Flynn. Okay, so we got the Flynns. It's Walter Flynn. We got Claudia Flynn and we got Vic Flynn. All right. Yeah, that's the Flynn crew. Claudia is having a conversation with her dad. She wants to get more hands-on in the business. He's like, no, you stay with the accountant. That's woman's work. And, so he's like, your girl is up in the club. Claudia's up in the club. She sees a young Asian woman that she likes. And they seem to be getting it on a little bit. So that's her persuasion. And bad rhyme there, by the way. And so they go to take back to the spot. She's got this like fluorescent street lamp like color to some type of drug she's snorting off the Asian woman's belly. I'd like to name her the woman of 5,000 ribs because that was a lot of ribs. And I know she's slim, but god damn. I swear to God, I counted 24 ribs on one side. I thought you were always in the background talking about get in my belly, baby back. She's like, what kind of drug is this? So that's already going to be a clue as to, she's going to discover some new type of drug and try to bring it to the family.
Of course.
Right. So then she pretty much curses out Vic. And she gives him a hard time because, they talk about street crank and you messing up our legitimate businesses and all that stuff. We dip over again to Diamond and, he's cleaning up at the shop. And this dude's brother comes walking in. He tells his brother that, we're not ready to cut yet. And so he tells him, oh, no, I'm just, where you from? He's like, I ain't been around here in a while. He's like, where you been? And then he says, oh, I got to take this call. And he flashes a badge on his waist. So this dude is going to be a pain in the ass. His name is Seamus.
So I think the big key about that is that remember the crew of people who, when Diamond was getting ready to get out of jail, were like, hey, we're going to let him get nice and comfortable on the outside, and then we're going to have a conversation with him. And I don't think they're connected.
I think that's a gangland connection. That's Rojas. That's his name.
That's the reason why Homeboy showed up.
And he hasn't had a chance to get comfortable. He's been there like for fucking 30 seconds. When Tommy was looking at JP's number, it was 312-555-5555. So we all know that's a fake number. But it wasn't. That's straight from the Flintstones, by the way, just to let you know. Anybody's with the 555, it's over. Yeah, it's not a real number. And just to make sure that I was on the right Flintstone page, I dialed it. So It's not real. There's your boy is trying to talk to Rodolfo and he's like bulking at, Rodolfo the way he's talking to him and stuff like that. And next thing you know, these trucks pull up next to him and they take him to the Flynn's house. So they're talking to Walter Flynn, and Walter Flynn's coming up with all these parables, talking about the cow cooked over the barn. So Mr. O'Leary's cow, by the way, that's what it was. And Tommy's like, I'm not trying to hear all that. You know what I mean? Like, well, as long as I'm still alive, so I'm assuming you just want to hear this. You're welcome for saving your son. And he just drops the bag at his feet. And Flynn is like, you better get the hell out of here in no uncertain terms. And then he was like, well, where are you planning on going from here? He's going west. Well, it's like, okay, well, when are you leaving? And then he's like, I don't know yet. And then, so Flynn is like, but it sounds like a man who's got too much time on his hands or too much money. Neither one of those is good because you're going to run out to both of them soon. So get out. It's about to be on for the second episode because your boy Tommy is acting like he's going to leave and he busted you.
I don't know, Tommy, I think Tommy's lost so much at this point. I don't want to say to the point of having a death wish, but like he doesn't care anymore. Like, he lost so many people that he's just like, I don't care. I'm going to do whatever I got to do.
Well, I think he's just turned around because this is his environment and he knows how to manipulate it. So he's thinking about a bunch of these dudes that are in high positions and all that stuff, but only because they haven't encountered a hard ass New York dude like him.
Yeah, it could be true.
And he's like, I'm about to run the show. They ain't seen nothing like me. Hey, next episode is going to be on I think they're going to run up on Diamond and Jannard. And I think they're going to find a little bit of an alliance. And I think they're going to unite against the Flynns.
No, I agree.
All right. So we're about out of time. Oh, man. 2 episodes in a row. My boys stay with me. Good stuff. Appreciate y'all. We're going to see you next week. 1. So this is going to be a rapid fire. Whenever he says power hole. Oh, Jesus Christ. Whenever he says...
Power what?
A power hole? A power hole? Jesus Christ. We are going to get canceled.
We haven't said this or that about the hole. It's just a power hole.
Say that the hole had power.
The black hole first and then look, man.
I'm speaking to an astronomical possible effect of the collapsing star. Thank you.
Ass.
There you go.
Astronomical. Okay, so move forward.
Let's do this.
So
We're never going to get through this episode.
We're going to make it.